Welcome to Dysfunctional Adults, the comedy podcast in which we discuss weird news, pop culture, and being middle-aged dads. Yeah. We are bitter, cynical Gen Xers saddled with crippling debt and depressingly past our primes. But that's what makes this podcast so much fun. That's so gross.
I love it. It turns me on every time.
Every single time.
So we have this is a fundraising episode tonight. John, our very own John, is sick with COVID, and so we are trying to raise money for him. So if you want to go to GoFundMe, we'll post the link with the show notes.
But getting a new car would really help me get over this whole COVID thing.
So John's actually not with us tonight. He's piped in from his own casa in North
Salt Lake.
John
is no longer with us?
Well, only you can prevent
John
that
is
by
no longer with us.
By donating to the GoFundMe. Save John.
Save John.
No, John's broadcasting from his front room in North wherever he lives.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. And then we also got Luke on the line. How's it going, Luke?
Yeah, pretty good. How you guys been?
Oh, we've been pretty good, except John's dying.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you already died once, Luke, and now it's John's turn, and I don't know which one of us is next.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad for me. Hopefully, that good for him.
Yeah, he sounds pretty ill, like he's at death's door. So please contribute to that GoFundMe.
Yeah, he's in there doing push-ups and sit-ups. And...
So we had a little bit of technical. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if it wasn't like winter, I would be out like riding my bike and going for hikes and stuff this week while I'm off.
Mandatory vacation.
Yeah, mandatory week off.
Well, I'm glad you're not feeling awful, because I know some people do.
Yeah, it's true. So again, if you want to donate, the link is in the bio. So real quick, we had a little bit of trouble getting going tonight. If you've ever watched 2001: A Space Odyssey, and you've seen the beginning scene with those like Neanderthals banging on the obelisk. That was me and Zach trying to get this long distance thing to work out.
For real.
I'm just happy it wasn't me for once.
It was working.
I'm not the most technologically savvy person, so I thought it had to have been me in some way. But
I'm still going to blame you.
And it was working fine the whole time. We just didn't have a certain volume level up at all.
Nice.
That's all good. We're here now, and that's what counts, right?
Yes.
Bunch of cavemen.
Work, damn you, work. Oh man. Well, how is everybody?
Square peg in a round hole.
Yep.
Aside from being
I guess I can go
sick.
first.
Yeah, go first, Sicky.
Well, obviously this past week I've been dealing with COVID. I'm not completely asymptomatic, but obviously I don't have it as bad as some people do. The worst was just a sore throat. I had a sore throat for 4 days, and it actually was bad enough it kept me up at night a couple of times. It hurt to the point where it was like waking me up.
That's what ice cream is for, though.
But yeah, an excuse to eat bucket after bucket of ice cream. But that was really the worst of it. That's really all I had. I didn't really even have much of a cough, just an occasional mild cough. Other than that, I feel completely fine. Like, I've been working out. Like I said, if it wasn't 20 degrees, I'd be riding my bike and stuff. But yeah, I think I was pretty lucky with it. Just a mild sore throat. And when I had the sore throat, it even gave me that like sexy Barry White voice. It's back to normal now, but don't think I didn't take advantage of that while I have it and talk to my wife and say all kinds of pervy things.
I hope you did. Yeah.
She says it's creepy, but I think it's romantic.
Creepy, sexy.
Kind of rude you didn't give me a call.
Oh man, yeah, I should have.
That's all right.
Would have eased his loneliness. So
what about you guys?
I also eat ice cream to numb the pain, but it's like an emotional
Different
pain,
kind of pain.
not a physical pain.
Sometimes we have little ice cream parties together where we sit and be depressed and eat ice cream
In our
together.
pajamas, watching like rom-coms.
You feed each other with like your arms crossed in each other's mouths.
Yep. It's pretty sad.
I understand.
What about you, Zach? What you been up to?
I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of a Who nerd. I've been watching a lot of that. Getting ready to move, that whole moving and packing and doing. And I'm not even doing that much of it, and I'm already stressed out. But
Sorry.
that's all right.
You should light the apartment on fire. That's a really good way to do it.
I thought about it because any insurance, even the lowest amount of insurance that's available is more than whatever I've got is worth.
Just make sure you like block out all the exits so nobody can get out of the building.
Oh, sad.
Put like your mattress up against the fire door.
Yeah. The only person I'd be blocking in is myself.
Chains around the handles of all the doors.
Well, I meant like the whole apartment building, but whatever.
We don't have the.
Oh.
That'd be funny though. Actually, I light my apartment on fire and then go block everybody else's doors because all the doors, all the entrance doors are outside.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
What about you, Luke? What have you been doing? What have you been up to?
The family and I, with some friends, went to Mexico for a week over Christmas. That was pretty fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a nice change from 30 below to 80 above. But yeah, so other than that, it's just been work and watching Netflix, I guess. Hasn't been too exciting. Kids ski and snowboard, so bringing them to the hill, but yeah, I really haven't been up to a whole hell of a lot, unfortunately.
Did you just say the hill? Like there's one hill that you go to?
It's literally a hill, yeah. It's
awesome.
An old mine dump. Yeah, they call it a mountain. It's kind of humorous, but I mean, you go from the very top to the very bottom. I'd be surprised if it takes more than 3 minutes. Well,
hey,
it takes longer to go up. Yeah, they're having fun. I mean, you don't have to fall quite as far, I guess, but it cracks me up. And they're like, "That one's a black diamond." It's like, really? Okay. Like their bunny hill is 40 yards long and almost flat.
Right.
It's just a field.
It's just like the slope by the lift. I mean, I don't even know if I don't think you could fall any farther than where you landed. It's that flat. But yeah, I don't know. What are you going to do? We're like the fifth flattest state in the union. So.
Yep.
Oh, man.
What about you, Jason?
Not a lot. It's been a couple weeks. My kids tested positive for COVID, and so I haven't seen them forever. They've been quarantining, and they're just down the street. But it's hard because don't worry, I haven't seen them, but that's the problem. So
I was gonna say, what have you been doing on your vacation?
No, I get to see them for the first time in a while tomorrow, so that'll be fun. They're supposed to be done quarantining like 3 days ago, but I thought I'd give it a few extra days just in case. So
that's smart.
Yeah.
They were all mild cases. They just had some sniffles but I didn't want to take any chances. So we've had to cancel plans a couple times weekend plans because of it, and just making sure we don't, spread it around. But come here, Zach, give me a kiss.
All right. I'm in.
No, so fortunately I've escaped. If I have had it, I don't know that I've had it. I got the vaccine and everything, and I actually had the first, not the first variant, I guess, but the first one back in February of 2020. It sucked. I was in Vegas, and it was before everybody really knew what it was. I just heard there was this Chinese virus, which was really funny because I started getting sick, and then Megan and I went to a spa, Chinese spa. And so when I got back, I was sick, but I went to work and I was going to tell everybody that I had COVID because we went to the Chinese spa. Well, joke was on me. I actually did have it. I didn't get it from the spa because I got sick before I went there and probably spread it. But I had no idea what it was. I had a really bad sore throat. Everything hurt. I had a fever. It was like chills and brain fog really bad. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't feel like I couldn't breathe, and
Wow.
yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And I mean, I know you can get it again, but if I've had it, I don't know it because I haven't, so knock on wood. But
well, I was hoping that I might be able to avoid it. I mean, it's been 2 years since then, since it first dropped. I never got the first strain. I never got the Delta strain, and now I'm thrice vaccinated with the booster. But that Omicron's a bitch, man.
yeah, I've heard,
Or at least it is as far as susceptibility, like how contagious it is.
well, it's like 70 times more contagious than the original sickness.
Yeah, and even being vaxxed and boosted, you still only have like a 50-50 chance or something of avoiding it. And I had 4 people in my office within like the 2 weeks before me come down with it, so it's not terribly surprising when I got it. So that's like, and there's only 9 of us in that office, and 5 of us got it within like a 2 week period.
Well, just remember to pay it forward. Go cough in people's faces, and
and every one of us was vaxxed too, so that wasn't the problem.
yeah, it's everybody's going to get it.
But even if the vaccine just makes it so you don't get very sick, then that's
it's worth it.
Makes it worth it. It was, for me, it was just like a mild cold with a annoying sore throat. That's really all it was. And even that didn't even last very long.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're not dead. So.
Yeah, me too.
I feel a little weird about it, but okay.
I have been watching Schitt's Creek though. It's pretty hilarious.
That is a funny show.
Yeah. So it's really well done too, because you get like emotionally invested in the characters. Mm-hmm. My favorite, of course, is Roland. The mayor. I love Chris Elliott. We've talked about this before, but yeah. So, Get a Life was that show, right?
Yeah, Get a Life.
Yep. So, anyway,
yeah,
that's really all I've been doing. So, and looking forward to seeing you guys. So,
yeah,
and that's where we do the aww.
I don't have aw.
Dang it.
Yeah.
There we go. That works.
We have that. That works just as well.
So, well,
time for a break, eh? No, not even time.
No, it's not time for a break yet. Wow, we suck.
Yeah, like, now what?
Do we have any stories about our kids we can share or anything? Or,
well, I've had to avoid mine.
Yeah, had
as much
to.
as possible.
I see the quotations there. So.
Had to, get to, potato.
Sorry, kids. Daddy's going to be sick for 6 months.
Daddy, are you going to die? Maybe. Just go get me some more of that chubby hubby. And bring a bigger spoon, damn it. Oh, man.
When you're sick, they all just become little servants.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be, right? That's why we have them.
Yeah.
Abject slavery.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I had my kids. So
exactly.
Oh man. So I was listening to a book. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I like true crime, and sometimes I'll see a book or a story. I'm like, no, that's too much for me. I don't think I can handle that. And then I'll read it or listen to it. So I listened to a book about Ed Gein. Do you guys know who he is?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. That was far more graphic than I expected. I had to skip a chapter. They did a chapter of the autopsy on one of his victims. It was incredibly graphic. And I was like, oh. So I had to change it. And then I almost didn't finish the damn thing because I'm like, this is awful. Yeah. I just feel icky.
Gore porn.
Isn't it?
Then I'm like,
isn't
what
it weird
next?
how that stuff can become addicting though?
Yeah, it can. And I'm
like you'll look up some serial killer will pop up for some reason, like a history factoid or something. And so you'll read about him. And then you find yourself like binging and reading about like all of them.
I know. And then stats like baseball.
I remember doing that like a few years ago. Like I heard something about Albert Fish. Do you remember him?
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah, he's disgusting.
It's from like the 1920s. He was horrible person.
Worse than
anyway.
Ed Gein.
Something came up about him, so I read about it, and it's like this is horrible. But like 3 days later, I read about Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy. I'd read about like every single one I could think of. It's like, why am I doing this? This is horrible. It makes me feel depressed and sickened.
But it's compelling.
But there's an odd like morbid fascination that makes that kind of stuff addicting to read about, even though it's the worst stuff you're ever going to read or hear about.
I think it's kind of like horror. You know, I like horror, fictional horror. I don't really like, real stuff, but you'll do that to yourself, and damn well you're going to scare yourself, and you're going to end up sleeping with the light on, even though you're 42 years old. Grown ass man, afraid of the dark. Like, I can't go to the bathroom, Megan, unless you get up with me. But I'll do it. I'll
just let my kid sleep with me and pretend it's for their benefit.
Hey,
you don't have to sleep with the lights off. You can come sleep with Daddy. Yeah. It's like, Daddy, I haven't been scared to sleep by myself since I was 4.
Get your ass in here now.
Get in here and cuddle up to Daddy. Yeah, exactly.
John, where are all the night lights gone?
They're all in Daddy's room. You can see Daddy's room from space.
Yeah, I don't know. So, is it time for a break?
Yeah, on that note, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
I'm sorry I didn't let you push the button.
It's okay, but this listener mail thing's on brand for what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's now time for listener mail.
Now I'm scared of listener mail.
You big chicken.
All right. I can go first if you want.
So, did you get the one that I sent you that came to me?
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to read from Dr. Stanley Phillips, MD. So
I didn't get any this week.
Go ahead.
Oh, you didn't get any this week? Mm-mm. I'll write you one.
Aw.
Dear Zach. The end. Okay, so this is from an actual real-life doctor. So, dear dysfunctional adults, longtime fan here. I think you'll be happy to hear that I listen to every episode of your podcast via Bluetooth on a continuous loop while I'm at work. Hey, how about that?
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Right?
He says, it's the only thing that successfully passes the time here at my boring-ass job. The only problem is I'm an ER surgeon. My fellow colleagues in the medical field found it, quote, distasteful and downright unprofessional when I cracked up for a good 5 minutes right in the middle of a triple bypass surgery. But Zach was doing his sensual dinosaur moans. What was I supposed to do? Not laugh? And then after the inevitable flatline, so the guy died. The man's family was less than amused that I kept giggling while relaying the unfortunate news to them in the waiting room. No matter how many times I explained to them that I wasn't laughing at their pain, but rather at the latest Florida man updates, they still had the balls to file a complaint with the hospital. The nerve of some people, am I right? Multiple flatlines and medical malpractice lawsuits later, I reluctantly had to agree not to listen to your podcast while at work anymore. Luckily, like my last massage, this story does have a happy ending. With my medical license revoked pending investigation, I now have all day free again to go back to my true calling, laughing along with you fine agents while bad-mouthing Idaho and listening to heartwarming tales of guinea pig sex.
Yay!
He says, thanks, guys, with a happy face. Dr. Stanley Phillips, MD. Or maybe not for much longer.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
Well,
enjoy that medical license while you can, Stanley.
Dr. Phillips, I'm flattered, but also saddened to hear that you will soon be out of a job.
Yeah.
But, maybe it's for the best.
You made the right choice. If you have to weigh a medical career or listening to us, I think we're the right choice.
I think it's pretty clear. Well. The choice is clear. So,
yeah.
Good job, Dr. Phillips. Also, I have this rash. Can I send you pictures?
Send me pictures too.
Okay, I'll copy Zach on them. Cool. John, do you have any listener mail?
Yeah, I do. Let me find that.
Or any more listener mail?
Okay, yeah. Here we go. Dear dysfunctional adults, my name is Darren. Probably should leave the last name out.
Okay.
I attended elementary school with Jason and John. We were in Mrs. Bevan's 5th, 6th grade class. We were the best of friends.
I remember
so close,
him.
In fact, yeah, me too. Because we were the best of friends. So close, in fact, I shared with Jason and John my budding talent for creating erotic drawings.
What?
I sketched a... You remember that? I remember
I don't remember being that close to him, but continue. Sorry.
I remember him close enough that he felt the need to show us that. I remember that. I sketched a very sexy naked lady. Sean said he didn't know what it was or that it looked like a gingerbread man with nipples. So I dedicated the rest of my life to developing my talent.
Oh, dear.
Included with this email is an erotic picture of the three of you. Enjoy. And thank you for inspiring me and setting me on my life's path.
Well, tell us about the picture.
Okay, he did send a picture. It is of three vaguely, like very vaguely humanoid forms, kind of in a jumble of limbs, and I assume it's supposed to be an orgy, but this picture looks like it was drawn with a mouse, so you can imagine the detail. It's basically just silhouettes on top of each other in a pile.
Wow.
That's about the best way I can describe it.
Here, let me...
So basically his skills haven't improved much since 5th grade. Because I actually do remember that picture he's talking about. And yes, it looked like a gingerbread man with circles on his chest.
I know which one I am in the picture. I can tell.
I think it looks like modern art, actually. Yeah, it looks like something you'd find like at a New York museum. You know?
Oh yeah, like next to the Picassos.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost like an
Picasso-esque.
ink blot painting. Those ink blot tests where you see what you want to see.
It kind of looks like a wad of gum. It's been like different pieces of
It's
gum.
a wad of something, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, it's got three distinct figures kind of mashed together.
Well, Darren, I don't know what to say. I honestly don't know what to say, but keep listening, bud. And you might want to go to the workforce services. Your genius just may not be appreciated.
Thanks for dropping us a line, Darren. I haven't thought about you in 30 years, so...
I'm going to need somebody to send me the picture for later.
You're going to put it up on the Facebook page?
Actually, that's a good idea.
All right. Also, I'd just like to remind everybody that if you'd like to contribute to John's COVID fund, the link is in the bio. Just go to the GoFundMe. Anything you can spare will be helpful.
And not just money. We accept erotic pictures as well, apparently.
Apparently.
That goes to my GoFundMe, actually. Those aren't for you, John.
That's your OnlyFans. Oh, man.
Well, shall we move on to the next segment?
Yeah, and Luke's Story Corner?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yeah. Welcome to Uncle Luke's Story Corner. Hell yeah. Ladies.
I love that.
It's so creepy.
It's awesome.
Take it away, Luke.
Well, well, I do have a thing actually from my wife where she works, which has nothing to do with me. So you could cut it out because it's kind of long, but it's a letter that's pretty funny in its own right.
Sweet.
If you want me to read that.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
And then I do have some other things we could talk about too, but she wanted you to hear this.
Hell
So
yeah.
this is from, so they're a new hire head custodian, and this is his letter to the superintendent.
All right.
And apparently he's an older guy that I don't know if he got a thesaurus for Christmas or one of those word-a-day calendars. But anyway, so here's his letter. Greetings, Reggie. I understand that your official agency demands that you operate inside a political and and myriad other penultimate realities in regard to district response to this present COVID-19 variant surge. With all due respect, I acquiesce to your directives and comprehend them as due orders. With that being said, I would be remiss in my professional capacity if it were that I do not speak beyond and in ignorance of the Hydra-like penultimate realities I have mentioned and directly address ultimate reality as I view it. Therefore, it is my view that we would be ignoring all prudence to not immediately analyze the contingent potentials that face us regarding the current spread and infection rates of the COVID-19 Delta variant novel virus. I would like it be noted that I professionally recommend augmenting our current protocols and procedures in relation to these realities. I recommend strategic ingress and egress control. I recommend cessation of all unnecessary manual manifestations that we can control, i.e., I recommend that we cease and desist recycling programs and evaluate water dispensary fountains. I recommend a cessation to all non-critical functions at the school to include extracurricular scholastic activities. I recommend cessation of all community usage of the building in the extracurricular. I recommend a mandate towards face masking and PPE application. I recommend that we analyze and plan for the contingent cessation of corporate educating in regards to countenancing a plan toward remote learning. I recommend, if we ever do close the schools for any contingent firebreak effort, that we then staff the school to the least possible occupancy. I recommend only I would stay on site in that event. I make these with due diligence and deep concern for the safety and health of our student bodies, staff, and public. I'm offering no indictment, merely sharing a true professional concern. Thank you, Nathan.
Wait.
Wow.
So he's the custodian, you said?
Yep, brand new one.
Oh.
It's in my professional opinion that you should take out the damn garbage.
I like how he wants everyone to not be allowed anywhere near the school except for him. Just him on his little scooter cleaner thing.
Yep.
Well, that would make his job easier, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just thought you'd like all the fancy words.
That was a bit much.
That was-
Holy shit.
That sounded like me when I was 12 trying to write my first novel, trying to find every big word that I knew, because that would make me sound grown up.
Right. Oh, no.
Yeah, I laughed my ass off the first time. I really do.
I'm just picturing this guy with a top hat and a monocle in front of an old school typewriter, Ding!
And then he does the zing as he
Yeah.
pulls the paper out.
But he's also completely naked. So in this, scenario. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
He's wearing a monocle.
I wish I could talk like that at just at a whim. Just speak like that.
Just start every sentence with "I dare say."
Yeah.
I dare say. That makes you sound like, smart.
No, it really doesn't. I suppose it depends on what follows after the "I dare say."
Well, that was awesome.
Well, what else you got for us?
Well, so I've been going back through and re-listening to your episodes, so I started writing some stuff down from back then and around Halloween. You were talking about pumpkins and whatnot, and so I got to thinking about dressing up, because I never really, I kind of did when I was a kid, but here a few years back, they do, I'm sure they do out there too, contests at the bar, and my wife told me to come down after work or whatever, and I didn't have anything. And for some reason, my wife had brought this little box home from her mother's, and her mom used to work for some volunteer group for pregnancy of some sort. I don't know if it was educating pregnant people or anti-pregnancy, but anyway, there's this little tiny, 2.5 inch long fetus in this box, a little plastic guy.
Uh-huh.
And so I took that out and I taped it to my neck.
Oh.
And then I went down to the bar as a parasitic twin.
Nice.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, nobody thought it was funny.
No.
Well, we would have laughed.
Yep.
I definitely would have laughed.
Sounds like something I shouldn't do or talk about in my department. Because
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Then when I was in fourth grade, I was out in Colorado at the time, and we had this is, back at the beginning of the computers. So we had one computer in the back corner, and there was a kid sitting at it, probably doing that border to border trip game, and he looks over. He was behind a divider, and he whispered my name. I looked over, and he's looking at me. And he's like, "Hey, help me out." I'm like, I had no idea what he was doing, so I just tried to ignore him. And he looked kind of weird, and I looked back over, and he pissed his pants with so much like fire hose power that it shot out sideways, like sitting on one of those plastic chairs. It was like if he took a hose. Yeah, like if he took a hose and just slammed it on the chair, like how it would fan out in a circle.
Oh,
yeah.
It did that through his pants. Like,
oh no!
And I'm looking at him. He looks at me. He goes, "Help me!" And so I was raising my hand. I'm like, he peed his pants. I mean, how else are you going to help that poor kid? But
yeah.
Other than
he was wearing
in front of everyone, that's how you help them.
Yep.
You pointed out in front of everyone. Look what he did.
Hey, now I've read a book about him. Like he's in the true crime section,
Right?
I had no idea. I wasn't going to go over there and help him. I mean, he had like a handful of paper towels. Like, I'm not helping you mop that up.
Oh.
No.
He was wearing khakis. It wasn't like he could even hide it.
Oh.
Poor kid.
My rule is if you're gonna pee your pants, drop your drawers.
Just in front of everybody.
Might as well.
And then push so hard that you also shit, just to really round it out.
Just go with the whole 9 yards, man.
Oh, that's awful.
I'm just imagining Steve Buscemi putting on the lipstick, putting names on his list and crossing names off.
Luke's on that list now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always felt bad about that, later on. But at the time, how the hell was I supposed to help that kid out?
Right.
He's kind of screwed. But
maybe he wanted you to give him your pants.
Yeah, I mean,
I expected for you to take your pants off and say, "Oh, here's a new pair right here." I'll just sit around in my tidy whities the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's probably when it went over so great.
Or do you remember that scene from Billy Madison where the kid pees his pants?
Yeah.
And so to make him not feel so alone, Billy pees his pants too, and then all the kids start doing it. All the kids are peeing their pants nowadays. Maybe that's what he wanted. I think if the rest of you peed your pants too, he wouldn't be singled out so much.
I'm picturing some dying soldier on the battlefield. He's like, "Help me." And so you put a bullet in his head,
That's really the best way to help
Maybe that's
that
what
kid.
he wanted, is he just should have gone up behind him and snapped his neck.
Well, violence.
Montana justice.
Yeah.
This is dark.
Yeah.
When I was in second grade, I was in the bathroom and some kid thought it would be funny if he stepped away from the urinal and decided to spin around while he was peeing.
That's not funny.
So I got hit with the stream.
Oh.
It was awful.
Okay, that is kind of funny.
That'd be terrible.
There were definitely casualties, huh?
Yeah, well.
Well?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that's really going to go with what we've been talking about today. But
it doesn't need to be on theme.
Well, as long as I talk about them.
There isn't usually themes. We make it up as we go.
Yeah. Well, as long as I, talk about embarrassing that kid. I embarrassed myself a lot. I think I said that the first time I was on your show. Well, it's one of my the job before the one I have now, I cut concrete, so cut doors and windows and stuff. And we were working at one of the colleges in Superior, Wisconsin, and we cut a man door into like a kitchen or something. And there was nobody around. And I went inside to push, this big chunk of concrete out into the hole. And when I went in, like literally the whole day, we hadn't seen one person. So I'm pushing this stupid chunk of concrete out, and I shove it out, and it goes and lands and blows mud everywhere. And as I do it, I'm Hulk smash, like him. and I step to the edge, and there's like 40 goddamn 20-year-old kids standing out there waiting to go to class. And my partner's rolling in the grass. He's laughing so hard.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's
and then
great.
I had to, because it was like 5 feet up in the air, I had to turn around and walk back through the college and go back out the door and walk by all of them.
Just own it.
Stay
Be
in
like
school.
high-fiving everyone as you go.
Yeah, they want nothing to do with me. I bet they all graduated.
That's funny.
Stay in school, guys.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's pretty funny. Oh man.
Those embarrassing moments suck at the time, but later they're so damn funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do suck. Happens a lot, though.
Oh man. Well, should we move on to show and tell?
Guess we should.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sure.
And now it's time for show and tell.
All right. I think Zach gets to go first.
Why me? All right. Guess I should speak into the microphone.
I could breathe into it.
Ooh.
Hey.
All right, who wants to go first?
I can go first.
All right.
So since I'm on morbid death themes, I looked up funny gravestones. Because that's what I get from reading about a grave robber. I wonder if he found any funny gravestones. So, all right. So these are funny tombstones by people whose senses of humor will live forever. It's by Surein Bar, and it's from Bored Panda, which is my cracked. Basically, I keep going to this. So, so this is this headstone is it says a gay Vietnam veteran. It says, when I was in the military, they gave me a medal for killing 2 men and a discharge for loving 1. This is a real headstone.
Wow.
Just to prove it, I'm going to show Zach. So
Wow.
So yeah, he went out very proud. So, let's see. There's this one. It says, "I told you I was sick."
Famous last words.
Wasn't that Andy, what's his last name? Man in the Moon. Isn't that what he put on his tombstone?
Oh, maybe.
And Andy Kaufman.
Kaufman. Yep.
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. It doesn't say. This is on it's from Reddit. So, here's another one that says, "I was hoping for a pyramid." I could get that.
I could go for one of those.
This one says, "Raised 4 beautiful daughters with only 1 bathroom, and still there was love." That's a pretty big achievement.
Yep.
Then this one says, "Now I know something you don't." This one says, "Here lies an atheist, all dressed up and no place to go."
Aw.
At least he's owning it. This one actually has a recipe for Kay's fudge. It says 2 spoon chocolate, 2 tablespoon butter, melt on low heat, stir in 1 cup of milk, bring to boil, and then it goes on and on and on.
All right.
That must be an expensive headstone.
You know what'd be funny though is if the recipe was just like complete bullshit. Like someone does like a rubbing of the headstone, goes home and tries it, and it's like a complete crap nonsense.
Or it's poison,
recipe.
you know. So this
We
one's
can all join him.
I'm taking you with me. This one's kind of weird. It's built kind of like this headstone. It looks like steps, and the word "dead" is engraved on the headstone.
That's awesome.
Let's see. This one says, "Here lies John Yeast. Pardon me for not rising."
Oh, jeez.
These are like dad jokes.
Yeah.
One final dad joke to humiliate your kids every Memorial Day.
Yep.
This one's a memorial. It's not exactly a grave marker. It looks like they don't know where he's buried. It says, "Near this spot, Samuel Whitmore, then 80 years old, killed 3 British soldiers. He was shot, bayoneted, beaten, and left for dead, but recovered and lived to be 98 years of age."
Wow.
So
Damn.
it's a badass. Let's see. This one's John Hackett. It says, "Go away, I'm asleep."
Well, kind of.
This one is a Ouija board.
Sweet.
So I guess he left a forwarding number, I guess. This one is a poem for John. It says, "Free your body and soul, unfold your powerful wings, climb up the highest mountains, kick your feet up in the air. You may now live forever or return to this earth unless you feel good where you are, missed by your friends." However, if you look at just the first letter of every line,
Hell yeah.
what does it say, Zach?
It says, fuck you.
Nice.
Oh, man. This one says, "I came here without being consulted and I leave without my consent." So, whatever. Susan Melody Blanchard, "Destined to be a woman with too many cats." And there's actually a little statue of a cat on top of her gravestone. This one is...
They should have just buried them all with her.
It'd be funny if like a little paw was sticking up. This one says, "Edith Tina Barlow, 1941 to 1991, and then it says, "Shit happens." This one's last. The surname is Spanks, and it looks like it's a double plot for a man and a woman. It says, "Author Spanks, his wife Catherine."
All right.
So that one may not have been intentional. Let's see. It says, "Walter E. Stauffen, Uncle Walter loved to spend. He had no money in the end, but with many a whiskey and many a wife, he really did enjoy his life."
Aw. Sweet.
This one says, "Damn, it's dark down here." Let's see. I'm just going to do 1 or 2 more. It says, "From their love came 5 ski-dadaroons," and then it lists all the children, "who married 5 Betrojacks, who had 11 skiddly-jiddly G's. Daddy's own language brought us love and joy and laughter." That sounds like it's actually supposed to be serious.
Flanders headstone.
Right?
That sounds like it. So that's supposed to be some cutesy inside joke, it looks like. So
Well, they can keep it.
they could keep it. This one is Micah Green, and it says, "I see dumb people."
Everywhere.
And this one's a little bit cringy. It's got a picture of a woman on a cordless phone. I think it's the woman who died. And it says, "Jesus called, Kim answered."
Well,
I'm checking my caller ID. And that's what I got for this week.
All right.
What would you guys put on your headstone
Nice.
if it was up to you? Something funny.
Probably an engraving of that drawing that Darren sent us.
That's a good choice. I wish I would have thought of that. Great call.
I think, I don't know. Well, do you have any ideas?
Just some quick short story about how I died fighting a bear and 2 boars, and
That would be awesome.
something epic that I died when I obviously would have died lame, but something cool.
I'd want like a window into my coffin that people could like see
Oh yeah,
in the ground,
So we can like watch you decompose over the years.
I like this idea.
That would be epic.
Yeah. What about you, Luke? What would you put on your grave marker?
I have never thought about it. I guess I don't know. I wanted my wife to bring me to the taxidermist and have me stuffed, but she didn't want to do that. So,
where's her sense of fun?
Yeah, well, I told her, bones are worth a lot of money, so I told her to have me deboned and sell my skeleton piece by piece. So she could use that to pay for the taxidermy.
Deboned.
She didn't go for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I never thought about the gravestone. I figured they'd be spread around.
Come to think of it, if you could pay a little extra to the funeral home, can they like implant metal claws so you look like Wolverine in the casket? Like,
I bet they could.
you cross your hands, you have these blades coming out. That would be really kick-ass.
That'd be cool. I'd pay for that.
Awesome. All right.
Who's next?
Pass the duchy on the left-hand side.
I can if you want.
I can go to it. Doesn't matter.
Do you want to go, Luke?
Sure. But following on what you were talking about, back when we used to read papers, before internet, I was at work, and it was within, I want to say, at least 2 weeks, maybe a week. It was, but the only reason I'd buy the paper would be for the funnies and the obituaries, and just to see if I knew anybody. And I came across a Richard Licker that had died, and then
oh, poor guy.
But this is even worse now. It was like a week later, Richard Wacker III died.
Did it say how he died?
Dehydration.
To me, the funny part was the third is what made me laugh, because they didn't, every single one of them just
grandpa didn't get harassed enough. They had to pass it on to their son.
Right.
Or maybe they got that name from being just so epic awesome about it.
Must have.
24-hour marathons.
Yep.
So they could have some great tombstones, but
Richard Wacker.
So anyway, mine's my article thing is off the Daily Beast. That's the thing you read all the time, right, Zach?
The Daily Beast?
Yeah, isn't that the one you talk about all the time?
I use Cracked.
Okay, whoops. Well, anyway, this is the list is like 21 of the worst foods. I'll just read a couple of them because a couple of them are, I think, like that they tried to make and then it didn't pan out. So one of them was carbonated yogurt.
Oh.
And so that didn't last long, I guess.
I tried.
So Yoplait made physics, and they tried to. It came out in 07, and it was to be more attractive to teenagers. And so it didn't. That one didn't last very long. And let's see, Gerber singles for adults.
Like the baby food.
Yeah, it says the year was 1974, and Gerber decided it was high time to introduce pureed meals for adults, packaged in jars. Yeah.
Well, you think by marketing only to babies, they're really cutting out like 90% of the population,
or at least the old folks,
Right.
Like Gerber Senior, or something. It's like the same.
They marketed it.
The old.
They marketed it to college students and adults on the go.
Well, there's a miss.
Pedialight's doing it right. Pedialyte is marketing to adults now, like, hey, here for your hangover.
Yeah, I've heard that actually. Gatorade. It's basically that's Gatorade.
Yeah.
Right? Just for the drunks.
Yeah, and then apparently McDonald's had a McLobster in Canada.
Oh.
It's like a bun with like a lobster claw sticking out of it.
For the low price of $6.77
Back when
in U.S. dollars. It doesn't give a year. That's the only thing.
Oh.
But I don't know. Doesn't sound that great. Let's see. Cheetos lip balm.
Gross.
So, yep, it's orange, and it left your lips tasting like cheese.
Because somebody wanted to know what it was like to make out with Chester Cheetah.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone had a pudding, and it was for weightlifters.
Oh my hell.
So it didn't last that long either, I guess. And then Colgate made kitchen entrees, and in 1982, and people just went by them with the toothpaste logo on them.
Well, that's too bad.
I could go for some Colgate microwave lasagna. Cleans my teeth as I eat.
Celery Jello.
Oh,
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that I don't know what you could use that for.
was it flavored or was it their pieces?
Yeah, celery flavored Jello.
Was there pieces of celery in it? I mean,
no, it just says celery flavored Jello.
Gross.
Yeah, and then that said the other flops were coffee, chocolate, and cola. Jellos.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Coffee Jello, yum.
Gross.
You guys remember those Lay's wild potato chips? That made the list. Those ones that gave everyone explosive diarrhea.
The ones with Olestra in them, is that what you said?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones. Yeah, those made the list.
Those were pretty great.
Do you remember those Harry Potter jelly beans, the everything flavor?
Oh yeah, the
beans?
Bernie Bots. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean those were amusing once, but do you really want to eat something that tastes like boogers and earwax
And vomit.
sardines and vomit? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
the worst one was
imagine
dog
a
food.
situation where you're really gonna. What situation are you really gonna eat a handful of those?
well, I think they were
The
more
only thing
for,
is like as a prank purpose, you put them in a bowl at a party or something. But
which I would never get tired of. So I think we found their market is me. I gave one to my assistant manager a long time ago, and I made her cry. It was the vomit one. I felt really bad, but it was also kind of funny.
did you try some
Yeah,
of
that
those?
one's pretty bad,
They
too.
really tasted like what they say they did.
It was impressive. Mankind's ability to create awful things is impressive.
Well, the ones like the vomit one and the earwax one, they really did almost make you throw up with how bad they tasted.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, my personal worst one that I thought was the dog food, because it would instantly get in your sinuses, and then you just had like that wet, like soft dog food, like stuck in your olfactory region for like 3 hours. You couldn't get it out. Yeah, so that was pretty much all of them. The only other one that was kind of gross, but I've heard about it before, was the canned cheeseburger. So you just had you threw it in the water and boiled it for like I had to boil it for like 5 minutes or something, and then opened the can up, and there's a burger in there, and it kept for 12 months.
I've seen those. Those are gross.
Yeah, very.
It's pretty awful.
But yeah, that's my contribution for today.
Well played.
Yeah. Thanks for grossing everyone out.
Yeah.
I think it's all you, Zach.
All right. Never going to guess, but cracked.
Ooh.
Weird World. 12 ding-dong things that caught us all by surprise. January 23rd, 2022. All right. A Japanese firefighter took a pay cut because of his YouTube channel. It was a gaming channel, and he made thousands of dollars in profit from ads. So the authorities docked his pay by 10% because he'd profited from ads, some of which could be inappropriate in nature, said a city official.
Huh.
Oh, that's rude. In London, a guy put up billboard ads begging for rescue from his arranged marriage. That was pretty much his last-ditch attempt at finding a wife. The ads read, "Save me from arranged marriage." Wow. Anyway. In Canada, a woman took a selfie on top of her car as it sank into a river. Apparently, she'd been trying to drive across the frozen river and it didn't work out, so she snapped a selfie before the car fell through the ice. Because people are stupid. A boy selling air fresheners in the UK got investigated by police. 9-year-old Donnan from the Greater Manchester area sold them for pocket money, which would have been fine, but for some reason somebody from his school complained to the police.
So you like steal them or something? Or
That's all it says. So I don't know. Probably not.
I just picture him in an alley with a trench coat, you know. Hey.
Yep.
You want to buy some Axe, you know? Or I guess you said air freshener, so Febreze.
Yeah, Axe will work. I've used it as air freshener in a pinch.
I just use a burnt match.
That's when you fart. Let's see. Starlink satellite dishes are now being used as self-heating beds for cats. The dishes have a self-heating feature designed to make sure snow doesn't disrupt the signal, but cats are using them as nice warm beds.
Oh,
yeah, that's great. The Mexican government seized 380,000 boxes of Kellogg's cereal. The reason? According to the government, cartoons on the boxes violate laws aimed at improving children's diets. Wow.
I've always thought that.
Yeah. You've always said it, too.
I know.
In Russia, they arrested an artist for a big poop snow sculpture. Specifically, he'd made a sculpture out of snow in the shape of a giant turd not too far from a burial site in St. Petersburg, and the police nabbed him for that. Ryanair is now mocking Boris Johnson in its advertising materials. Johnson came under fire for hosting a garden party in the middle of lockdown, and Ryanair posted a parody summer drinks menu that riffed on the scandalous party. Some of these are boring. It looks like the Taliban want to start making brand new DeLoreans. Ty DeLorean, who says he's John DeLorean's son, says the new Afghan government reached out to him with an offer to start producing DeLorean cars. I heard they were going to bring those back and that they were going to start producing them again. But what's this part? It says, who says he's John DeLorean's son? This guy's claiming it, and there's just no way to verify? All right. Apparently, teenagers might solve the U.S. supply chain issues. In a bid to get more drivers out there driving trucks, the federal government is rolling out a plan to get 18 to 20-year-olds behind the wheels of big rigs. I disagree with that 100%.
That might be bad.
That's a bad idea.
You've never lived outside your house? Well, go across the country and we'll just throw you into temptation. Drugs, alcohol, prostitution. It's going to be all yours.
If the price is right.
And you'll make some money.
A young woman faked her own kidnapping to get away from her husband, so she staged the whole thing at Domino's Pizza in Sioux Falls, where she worked. The whole plan failed, and she was arrested on multiple charges. And last but not least, Final Fantasy hentai was broadcast during an Italian Senate meeting. The Senate held a virtual meeting, and somebody managed to hijack it and stream rendered hardcore porn featuring Final Fantasy VII's Tifa Lockhart. And that's all I got for today, folks.
Tifa is hot, so
I'll have to check her out, I guess. It's all you, John.
Top that.
How are we doing time-wise? You doing all right?
Yeah, we're at an hour.
Okay. So the kids keep motioning that they're hungry, but I can keep motioning obscene things to them and telling them to get out of here. Okay. Mine is about why spelling matters. I have some pictures of typos and misspelled signs where just like a simple misspelling completely changes the meaning of the message. Here's one on the billboard advertising, order your Super Bowl party platters here. But they added an E in bowl. So it's order your Super Bowel party platters.
You know, that's not wrong.
No.
It's not. That's exactly what happens with those. Here's one on the bathroom stall saying who the stall is for. Attention, toilet only for disabled, elderly, pregnant children. There should probably be some commas in there. Elderly, pregnant, disabled children. Here's one on a can of supposed to be pork and beans, but they accidentally replaced the K in pork with an N. So it's a can of porn and beans.
Featuring Tifa Lockhart.
I'm interested.
Here's one. They don't want you to use specific restrooms, so there's a sign that says, stop, please use stairs behind you for restrooms. I'm sure the janitor loves that one. Here's a McDonald's sign that's supposed to say now hiring smiling faces, but they spelled faces with an E, so now hiring smiling feces.
It's that emoji.
Poop emoji, yeah.
Exactly. Here's one of them was lemon poppy pound cake, but they added an extra O to poppy, so it's lemon poopy pound cake. And then some mini donuts, but they misspelled donuts, so it says mini dog nuts.
Like from a Chihuahua.
Yeah, apparently.
Yum.
Here's one from a grocery store during COVID. Remember they had those little like footsteps stickers on the floor showing you where to stand and stuff?
Yeah.
It says, please practice socialist distancing.
Also not wrong.
Oh, it says socialist dancing. Sorry, even worse.
Oh, well.
All right.
I'm not sure how to do that.
Here's a sign on a construction site. Caution, heavy erection under progress.
Can I get that on a t-shirt for me? Because when you get to be our age, it's a process.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Here's a Burger King sign. I think they were supposed to say cheesy tips are back, but they spelled tips with a T.
Sweet.
You got your cheesy tits are back.
I have a awesome idea for a strip joint.
Yeah. Come on down to Cheesy Tits.
Here's a Pepsi sign. They're supposed to say put a little jazz in your shopping.
Oh no.
Oh
but
no.
Jazz is spelled with an I.
Yep.
So you get put a little jizz in your shopping.
Last time I did that, I got kicked out of Harmon's.
Here's one on
Smith condones that behavior.
Yeah, they don't care.
Here's one on a church pamphlet for their sermon. Responding to God's word. It was supposed to say, 'tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, but it says thrust in Jesus.
Oh
no. The wrong time for a typo.
Yeah.
Here's just one on the receipt. It was supposed to say peanut butter Snickers, but it says penis butter Snickers.
Those are delicious.
Here's a slippery when wet sign, but they put it on the door of the women's bathroom. So it just says women slippery when wet.
They're not wrong.
Here's one where they just switched the phrase around a little bit. It says, no, this is a work-free drug place. Let's keep it that way.
I saw that one on TikTok with a Chinese guy reading it. So it was pretty funny.
Work-free drug place. Now here's one like a Baskin Robbins or something. They have all their flavors, bubble gum and Butterfinger Blast. They abbreviated it because it was so long. So it says Buttfinger Blast.
What the hell is going on at Baskin Robbins?
I don't know, but let's go find out.
Find out.
Here's one. I think this was a retirement community sign. It's for Easter. It's supposed to be the annual egg hunt, but it says anal egg hunt.
Let's go check that out too.
Let's go check that one out too. Right after the finger blasting.
Butt finger blast.
Here's one on McDonald's. a sign on their door notifying that we're out of the boys' Happy Meal toys, but it says we are currently out of boy toys. Sorry for the inconvenience.
All the cougars go home.
Aw, sad.
Here's one at Walmart advertising. It's supposed to say Kellogg gingerbread Pop Tarts, but again, the extra O, so it's gingerbread poop tarts. Another McDonald's sign supposed to say, come in and try one of our new Angus burgers, but they left out the G from Angus. So you got your new anus burgers.
Along with your poop tart.
Yep.
Yeah. Here's a wet sign on the bathroom door. Wet paint on door. Sorry for the incontinence. Please use other door. Here's one on the cash register. It's supposed to say, try a tasty cookie warmed in oven, but they spelled oven with a W, so it's try a tasty cookie warmed in Owen. Can you imagine some big, like, hairy guy in the back with the cookies in, like, his armpits?
Armpits if we're lucky.
You want a cookie? Here's a sign. It's supposed to say the 15 best things about our public schools, but they left out the L in public. Mm-hmm. Talking about their pubic schools. Here's a Chinese restaurant called Dynasty Buffet, but the D and the Y are burnt out, so it says Nasty Buffet.
The truth will out.
Yep, exactly. Here's another one about truth. It's on a Taco Bell drive-through sign. It's supposed to say now hiring all shifts, but they left out the F in shifts. It's now hiring all shits.
Oh, that's also accurate.
Here's a sign for some homemade apple butter, but they spelled it ho-made apple butter.
That's the best kind.
A KFC sign for their loaded bowls, but again, they added the extra E in bowl. Loaded bowel, $3.99.
Thank you.
Bathroom one. Employees must wash hands before living.
Well,
all right.
I fear what happens if you don't wash the hands. So.
And here's one on the fence. Private parking. It's supposed to say illegally parked cars will be fined, but they left off the D, so illegally parked cars will be fine. Here's one on a trail. It's supposed to be like two different messages, but they kind of mixed them together. So it says, hunters, please use caution when hunting pedestrians using walk trails. The whole hunting man thing pops up again.
But you got to do it courteously.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's another one that kind of runs together. It's a barber shop. Haircuts and shaving. It's supposed to say, you're nuts not to come in. But they have to have it together. So haircuts and shaving your nuts.
Sweet.
Manscaping.
Manscaping.
And here's a car wash offering a discount to senior citizens, but it says wash and vacuum senior citizens, $15.95.
Bring your grandma.
Yeah. You need this, Grandma.
You're just like spraying her with that hose thing in the bay. You know?
Here's a warning in a department store. Shoplifters will be prostituted.
Oh, no.
Is that a promise? Here's a pick and save, again advertising boneless pork loin, but again they changed the K to an N, so it's boneless porn loin, $1.99 a pound. Here's a Days Inn, supposed to be advertising free Wi-Fi, but they spelled Wi-Fi with an E at the end, so it's free wife.
Yay!
McDonald's sign, over 10 billion severed.
Wow.
Here's a little like mom and pop gas station restaurant. Cheryl's, eat here and get gas.
That's probably true.
Probably. McDonald's sign, hiring smiling faces for afternoon shits. Oh, this one would keep me off private property. It says trespassers will be violated.
Where is this place? I just want to go check something out.
I'm thinking Pulp Fiction. You know, that sounds like very Pulp Fiction-y.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's one inside the restaurant. Tables are for eating customers only. No loitering. All right. There's a big sign advertising fresh veggies, but they spelled veggies with an A. You got your fresh veggies. This is on like gynecologic, however you say it. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry.
Gynecological
office, I guess. Blood, stool, urine, semen, and pregnancy. It says we're supposed to say are tested here, but it says tasted here. That is an unfortunate typo.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
Here's a typo on like the Weather Channel. It says 30 degrees. It's warming up. It's supposed to say not as cold, but it says not ass cold. It's cold, but it's not ass cold. Here's a newspaper. It's supposed to say students get first-hand job experience, but it says first-hand job experience.
Oh.
Yay.
It's like getting a haircut at the college, barber.
Yeah.
It just isn't satisfying.
Yeah. And here's one about a massive fire that was causing evacuations, but they didn't spell it that way. So it says firefighters to deal with not just the fire, but people in the middle of the road ejaculating.
Where were you on that day, John?
They should put out the fire, right?
It didn't say. They should just spray them with the hose, too. Here's a French restaurant. The sign is supposed to say bon appetit, but they split it up so it says bon ape tit. And here's on like an STD clinic, the handout where you have to fill out what you have, chlamydia, genital herpes, syphilis. And instead of genital warts, it says genital wars.
Is that like sword fighting?
Yeah, exactly.
Cockfighting.
I still want to give me some ape tit.
Here's one in the park. It's supposed to say exercising of dogs not allowed on the course area, but it's spelled exorcising with the O.
Oh, no.
It's like, fine, I'll take my possessed dog elsewhere then. No exercising of dogs allowed in the course area. Here's one in the women's restroom. Ladies, please, after using the toilet, make sure that you flash.
Yes.
I could sign off on that one. And here's one that's supposed to be boneless top sirloin steaks, but they added an R, so it's bonerless top sirloin steaks. That's all those I have, but I have a couple of personal ones that I remember as well. Do you guys remember any good like typos or funny misspellings that you saw that changed the whole meaning of stuff?
There was the one that was mountain. Don't F mountain. Mountain is for climbing, not for effing.
Oh,
I sent you that TikTok, but basically
the
sign said don't F mountain.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
I don't remember. Yeah.
I can think of three good ones that I personally noticed. One, my mom used to teach at a school called Whittier, and they would send out like a monthly newsletter, like the Whittier word or Whittier elementary word, something like that. But I don't know if you've noticed, but the W and the S are right next to each other on a keyboard. So they had sent out to all the teachers a newsletter about shittier elementary, and no one caught it until it had already been printed and distributed.
Sweet.
My mom's not even the vulgar type, and she thought that was hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
And then there was one, as you know, I work at a nameless furniture store. There was one that one of our older buyers had saved, It was like a newspaper ad that came out in the 90s, and we'd sent it out to all the newspapers before someone caught the typo. But we were advertising a sale on grandfather clocks, but we left out the L in clocks. And that had gone out to all like the local newspapers before anyone caught it.
Fantastic.
No wonder there was a long line of old ladies waiting outside the door.
And some young men.
Yeah.
And then the last one was just from like a year ago. When customers do an exchange on something that's defective, we have to type up a credit memo and say what was wrong with it. And this one was supposed to say, customer wants exchange due to multiple issues, but they'd accidentally put an S in front of exchange. So it says, customer wants sex change due to multiple issues.
I can get that.
Yeah.
You know, our customer service can work miracles, but I think that might be a little out of their wheelhouse.
Just YouTube it.
Let them try it. Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I have is. It's why spelling matters, kids.
Yeah, and that good old punctuation.
Yep.
Yes. Grammar,
well, thank you, everybody.
At my work, where I'm in the control room, and on the computer, one of the got like 800 pages that I have to go through to start and stop different things. And on two of the, a lot of them are the same, but they're it was supposed to say bypass logic, so it was like whatever bypass logic, and they ran out of room, so it's like whatever by, and then it just says ass logic. That's all you.
Nice.
Well, I think on that note, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Luke.
Well, I was going to say, I pointed it out to the guy that does the programming like 5 or 6 years ago, and it's still there, so that's what we're calling.
So maybe it's supposed to be there.
Yeah, that's the way they want it. All right. Well, on that note, we're pushing up against time, so I'm going to sound the outro. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Luke.
And John, I hope you don't die. Again, if you want to donate to John's fund, it'll be in the bio and notes. So
yeah, thank you for joining us on this very special episode.